Now, as I mentioned earlier, Oxford was established around 1096 and consisted of over 40 colleges. And Cambridge was established in 1209 and consisted of 31 colleges. They were both residential colleges, meaning all the students lived in 8 on campus. The students were divided into 4 groups based on how long they had been studying: freshman, sophomore, junior sophister, and senior sophister. Now, the colleges were founded out of a need for literate, college-trained clergy and public officials. All students took the same courses. The curriculum consisted of the trivium, which was grammar, logic, and rhetoric, and the quadrivium, which was geometry, arithmetic, astronomy, and music. Even though early American colleges were based on this model, they proved too difficult to duplicate in the colonies. America, or what would become America, had too much land, too little money, and was too heterogeneous a population. In about 1636, a Puritan minister bequeathed his collection of books to a newly authorized school in the Massachusetts Bay Colony. Officials were so enthralled with the donation. Books were expensive. They named the new school after the donor, John Harvard. Now, this process was not unique to Harvard. All early college foundings came with a donation of books. They were needed for instruction and learning, but were also expensive and hard to come by. In essence, a college library was formed first, and the school grew around it. This is how central libraries and information are to learning and teaching. Now, each new student to Harvard and other early colleges were required to donate books to the library as a term of admittance. So part of their tuition was to grow the library's collection. Now, these early collections were especially elitist. If you were not white, male, wealthy, and could trace your roots back to the Mayflower, then you were not going to be accepted into that college or university. Now, all of these early American universities, Harvard, Yale, William and Mary, Princeton, Penn, Brown, Dartmouth, were private universities. Several state-sponsored colleges and universities were founded, including the University of Georgia, University of Kentucky, and the University of North Carolina. Now, all of these schools claim they were the first state university, but in reality, the first true state university was the University of Virginia, founded by Thomas Jefferson. Now, it had advanced learning, electives, specialization, public funding, and was secular. It was established, as were all later state universities, to do several things. 1, the state university was to provide a practical education. The private universities were still studying the trivium and quadrivium. The state university wanted to educate students for real-world experiences. 2, the state university was founded on greater access to education. Now, they were still elitist, but they allowed more access to education than did a school like Harvard. As colleges and universities evolved, they began to drop old subjects and teach new fields and disciplines. They also started doing more research. The first American research university was Johns Hopkins. Founded in 1876, Johns Hopkins was based on the German model of universities, with this emphasis on research and more advanced or graduate education. Now, as these colleges and universities evolved, so did their libraries. They became bigger with a wider collection. As the collection grew, the question became how to organize it. Books were often arranged by broad subjects in a certain spot on the shelf, but newer books in the area had to be shelved elsewhere. So all the books on a topic were not together. The British Library assigned books to a specific table in no real order, and the Vatican Library arranged books by the nobility of the books. So enter Melville Dewey. He was big on efficiency and wanted a way all libraries could organize books in the same way. So he invented the Dewey Decimal System to arrange books. Now, this system is still in use today and in most public libraries, and even in a few academic libraries. So let's end this video here, and in the next video, we will discuss America's greatest contribution to higher education, land-grant colleges.